I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday morning to you all. Obviously, Kyle and Mac and Scoop are going to go over NCAA football in the morning. But me and Spoon are going to go through the MLB board tonight. Shout out the Reds for just not showing up at home tonight. I took an L there. Took a couple other L's, especially Toronto. I just power of friendship got me. Trevor told me I didn't want to listen to him. It is what it is. Spoon, did you have a decent day?
I can break even here if the Athletics come back, but it's not looking like a great day for me either.
Yep. Comments sound off as you do. Anywho, I do have some bets down. Spoon has some bets down. I think I'm going to tail him on one of them, so we can get to it. Don't understand this price either. Milwaukee on the road in Toronto. Kevin Gausman, Quinn Priester on the mound. Quinn Priester day, as Trevor always likes to say. Another Toronto lane, another heavy price. I don't really know if it's warranted. Do you? I haven't bet either side, but
I'm trying to figure out why we shouldn't just bet the Brewers here. Is this 15 games now in a row that Quinn Priester would win if he wins this one?
Yeah,
I mean, plus 130. We're not talking about a coin flip game. We're talking about a guy that's gone out there and put his team in a position to win 15 straight games. And Kevin Gausman's been reliable at points this season, but he's always due to give up some runs. Kansas City got 5 off him. Miami got 4 off him. This Milwaukee team, I don't understand what's going on with them. I looked the lineup up and down, and I see a bunch of good bats. I think they're getting Terang back as well. So this is a spot where I'd probably be on Milwaukee. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, though.
Yeah, I just want to see what this line does. You can get Milwaukee at like 130 right now. Or no, sorry, it's moved down. So yeah, it's moving down. You could have got Milwaukee at plus 130. It's more like 122, 125 now. But yeah, it's not a matter of like if I think that that's who I think is a better team. I think they're pretty even, to be honest with you. I don't understand why Kevin Gausman is this big of a favorite. I mean, I guess you can make a case that the Brewers versus right-handed pitching, isn't been fantastic, but I mean, if you look at our spreadsheets, the numbers speak for themselves. They're top 10, top 5 in most categories in all of them. So even though it doesn't look like they get to starters, they get the job done. And we saw it again tonight. As soon as Bieber came out of the game, the floodgates were open and they just never stopped. So this Blue Jays offense has been producing well. They're one of the best home lineups in Major League Baseball. There's nothing taking that away, but they haven't been great the last couple of weeks versus right-handed pitching. And the guys that they've hit up, SWR, he's been in AAA half the year. Bailey Ober's been getting hit up by everybody. Joe Ryan, they get some credit for that. Joe Ryan's pretty damn good, but they only scored 2 off of Yuri Perez. He gave up like 9 tonight. Jansen Junk, Ryan Gusto. So it's not like they're facing good guys either. So I don't understand this price. Obviously, I lost with Toronto today, but it would only be Milwaukee for me. Next game on the board, Tampa Bay on the road in Washington. Man, this Washington team is so dang bad. Pepe Le Pew, Jake Irvin on the mound for the Nats. I said yesterday I wouldn't lay it with the Rays, but at this point, I don't understand how you can even back Washington. I don't know if they're capable of winning a baseball game. Do you?
I was looking at Rays -1 here. It's too hefty of a price for me to lay it just on the money line with this team. Either they win it by 3 or 4 runs or they find a way to lose this game. And with Washington's bullpen and Jake Irvin starting, I don't see how they put themselves in a position to win this game. 2 of the last 3 starts, Jake Irvin's gone out there and given up 6 earned runs. He didn't make it out of the 3rd inning in the other start. If you get 6 innings of this Washington bullpen, you're going to have a really hard time not winning this game. Rays -1's really close to my card. I haven't actually bet it yet. Pepe Le Pew hasn't been amazing a few times this season, but he hasn't seen Washington at this point, and he's coming off a start where he went 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. I think he can put the Rays in a position to win this game. I think their bullpen is much better than Washington's bullpen at this point. I think you can get Rays -1 close to plus 100. That's what I'd be looking at.
Yeah, I can't even look at Washington at this point. It's not even in this range. I mean, I would have to have like plus 160 or anything to even consider this Washington team right now. So, I mean, Pepe Le Pew hasn't been great over his last 7 starts. A couple decent ones, like against St. Louis, he had a decent one. Against the Angels, he had a decent one. But San Francisco got him, the A's got him, the Yankees got him, Baltimore got him. So it hasn't been pretty. But this Washington Nationals team just cannot score runs. I mean, the best that they've done is they've gotten 4 runs off of Kodai Senga, who just really hasn't been right all season long. And then Aaron Nola, I think that was his first start back in over a few months or whatever it was. So it's just really hard to even look at this Washington team, especially with their bullpen. And Spoon mentioned it. Jake Irvin hasn't really been going deep into games. So at max, you're probably going to get maybe 5 innings of Jake Irvin. So I don't know if I actually lay it with the Rays, but that would be the only way I look at it. Next game on the board. It was a thrashing today. Miami on the road in New York. Edward Cabrera, David Peterson on the mound. This Mets offense is just like a snowball right now. I don't know how else to say it. Do you think that Cabrera can even find a way to pitch well tomorrow?
So he just pitched 7 innings versus Atlanta, 0 earned runs, just 3 base runners in that game. The last 2 times he's pitched into the 7th inning, he's given up 4 earned runs and 5 earned runs. He's running into a Mets lineup that's just putting crooked numbers up on every single starter they see. Didn't let Yuri Perez get out of the 1st inning today. I was looking right at that over again. I think David Peterson could give up a couple runs himself, and Miami, as soon as they see bullpens, they start to score runs. I think 8's too low in this park. Over 8 -105 is what I'm strongly considering. I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah, it would be over or the Mets for me. I know it's a hefty price to pay the Mets. You can just put the Mets up for me, Kyle. I still think that they should be a much heavier favorite. This team offensively has clicked. Soto's hitting home runs. It's everything that you want to see. I mean, Spoon just mentioned it. They're putting crooked numbers off of everybody. 4 runs on 10 hits against Taijuan Walker. Bryce Elder actually pitched decent with them, but they got Cal Quantrill for 10 base runners in 4 2/3 innings and 3 runs. They just demolished Eric Fetty. They pretty much demolished Bradley Lord and Jake Irvin as well, George Kirby, Luis Castillo. I mean, the list goes on. So, and the Mets bullpen has been pretty damn decent as well. I know that Helsley hasn't been there, but besides him, I actually kind of trust everybody else in there. They're saying that Helsley's tipping his pitches, so maybe if they can figure that out. But I mean, I actually think everybody else has been somewhat decent. So I feel like the Mets at this price is well warranted. So Mets up. Next game on the board, Pirates on the road in Boston. Johan Oviedo versus Dustin May. This is a hefty price for Dustin May. I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be, but I don't know if he's a -182 favorite. What do you say?
If he's going to pitch well against somebody, it's probably the Pittsburgh Pirates. I was looking at this over. Oviedo's pitched really well in his first 3 starts in the major leagues. Or first few starts, only giving up 1 earned run in both starts. I think Boston probably finds a way to get a couple more runs than that off him. And Dustin May, he's not somebody I really trust. If he goes to the 5th inning, I'd be surprised if he didn't give up at least 2 runs. This Pirates bullpen has not been trustworthy recently, and Boston's offense is finding ways to score runs in the late innings. They almost lost 2 games this weekend to Baltimore and found a way to work some magic late. I was looking at this over as well. I wasn't able to get there, but I just don't trust Oviedo to continue pitching as well as he has. And it's Dustin May.
I'm saying under. I'm not betting it, but the only reason I say under, I agree that I don't think that Oviedo.
Let's go touchdown. Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm
sorry. Did it hit?
I didn't know I was unmuted.
Anyway,
Proceed.
The thing is this Boston offense has been, lackluster the last week and a half or two. I mean, at least over their last 10 games. I know they put a 12 spot up against the Yankees one night, but besides that, they put a 5 up in Baltimore, and everything else is 3 runs or less. So I 100% agree that I don't think Oviedo continues to pitch at this level. I think he got a gift in a sleepy spot, probably with Toronto coming off of a homestand with them, and then when they flew into Pittsburgh, and then St. Louis isn't really good at all. Don't let what you saw today fool you. That offense is terrible. And then Dustin May, I mean, yeah, he got hit up in Yankee Stadium, but he looked good against Baltimore. He looked good against Houston. I think that the more that he pitches in Boston, I think he might get more comfortable. So I just feel like 9's a big number. I don't can trust this Pittsburgh offense to continue to put up huge numbers, and I haven't seen Boston put up a big number in a while. So I'm not going to bet it, but it would only be under for me. Next game up, Atlanta on the road in Philadelphia. Chris Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies. Chris Sale coming back from that rib injury finally. Either way, he still pitched against his Phillies team twice this year. I'm going to be betting the Phillies, Spoon. What about you?
I was going to ask you what you make of this price. Minus 142 seems a little bit short to me. Chris Sanchez is pitching all season, pitching at a Cy Young caliber kind of pace, coming off one of his worst starts versus the New York Mets. This Atlanta Braves lineup seems to match up not that well versus him. They have a lot of lefties, and he's elite at getting lefties out. Then you have Chris Sale. If he had been pitching all season, maybe this price would make more sense to me. But, I mean, he hasn't pitched in almost 2 months now. It's like one of these mystery box situations. Behind one door, you have a Cy Young candidate, and behind the other door, you have a guy that could be a Cy Young candidate. I think minus 142 is a really short price. I'd like to play it. I was just wondering, do you think it's suspicious at all? Do you think it should be heavier than this, or is it just because Chris Sale commands that sort of price no matter if he's had time off or not?
I think Chris Sale commands that price a little bit, and I think that he got 3 rehab starts in AAA, so I don't think he's going to be completely dead. I just don't think, but I agree. I don't think you're going to count on him for the 7 innings that you usually get with Chris Sale, the Cy Young Chris Sale that we've seen. But again, I don't think that Christopher Sanchez is being priced the right way at times. I mean, we continue to see him kind of priced in ways that I think probably are kind of disrespectful. I mean, we saw him get disrespected with the All-Star game as well. I mean, 2 of his last 3 starts have been bad, but both of those bad ones were on the road. At home, he's been a completely different animal. I mean, 9 innings, 1 run against Boston, 8 innings, 0 runs against Detroit, 6 1/3, 2 runs against Seattle. So every time and that's his last 3, excuse me. So every time that he's been at home, and this goes back the last couple of years, he's absolutely been fantastic. So yeah, I will be betting the Phillies here. They're going to have everybody rested and available in their bullpen. Well, not rested, but available in their bullpen. They played a close game here today. I will give you that maybe it's not heavier because they haven't been as great versus left-handed pitching. But I think what negates that is that they're going to be at home in the bank, where I think they're probably the best offense in Major League Baseball at home. So I'll be betting the Phillies tomorrow. I'm
going to join you on that.
Next game on the board. Oh my God, Cincinnati, I hate you. That was just a disgraceful performance tonight. Anyway, tomorrow, McGreevy on the mound versus Andrew Abbott. Cincinnati, another a heavy favorite. I got them at like 124 yesterday. They closed at like 135, 140. I don't know, but it's a heavy price for this team that seems to be kind of a little bit in the funk. And if we know this Cincinnati team, you ride them in waves, and it looks like they're on the downspin right now. Are you taking a chance with them tomorrow?
I'm not going to try to lay it with Cincinnati. I do like Andrew Abbott. I think he's a really good pitcher, and coming off a bad start is always a time I'd like to back a good pitcher because I expect just the law of numbers to work out. He will pitch good here, and I think McGreevy matches up really well versus this Reds lineup. When he's seen subpar lineups throughout the course of the season, he's pitched well. He struggles more with lefties than he does righties, and you only have a couple to worry about in this Reds lineup. I'm looking pretty closely at the under 8.5 right now.
Yeah, I just don't think that you can lay this price with the way that Cincinnati's been playing. I get that those games were on the road and on the West Coast, But at the same time, they had a day off. They're in the middle of a playoff fund. You shouldn't have to worry about this team getting up to play. And at times they looked decent tonight, but their pitching obviously wasn't fantastic. Littell didn't look great, but the fact that they were in that game late, I think that I felt kind of lucky with that. So I was just really disappointed in them tonight. And Andrew Abbott, I do respect him a lot, but over his last 7 starts, he hasn't been the Andrew Abbott that we know and love. He had a really good start against Milwaukee. He had a really good start against the Rays, decent against the Mets, but a lot of 3-4 run performances. He got killed against Arizona, and that was on the road. But we really have seen Andrew Abbott be really, really elite. I don't feel like he's really been that over his last 7 starts. So the Milwaukee start was at home. I will give him credit for that. But I just don't think that you can lay this price with Cincinnati, and not to mention the fact that they used all their bullpen arms last night as well. So it would only be St. Louis for me. I know that was long-winded, but this price is kind of ridiculous to me. Next game up, Padres on the road in Minnesota. Nick Pivetta against Mick Abel. Fresh start from Philadelphia. Very curious to see how this works out from Nick. I'm going to be laying it with San Diego. They kind of got embarrassed tonight. They're going to have Pivetta on the mound that's going to be pissed off with a full bullpen behind him. I know that this Twins team has kind of sneakily, offensively been legit over the last week and a half or so, but I think that Pivetta steps up in a big way. I'm more than willing to lay the big number with San Diego. Spoon, your thoughts?
I agree with you, but I think I see Taj Bradley in there. I'm checking a couple different spots right now.
I was just about to say, I figured you were going to bring that up.
I like it less than with Mick Abel if he happens to be there, but this is a really big number to lay with the Padres. You can't even build an affordable -1. I think that's for a reason.
Exactly.
There's a complete pitching mismatch here. Nick Pivetta has been really elite all season. Doesn't matter, good lineups, bad lineups, and this Twins lineup went off tonight. I don't expect him to do it 2 days in a row, especially versus Pivetta. And if Taj Bradley's out there, this guy just came back from the minor leagues, gave up 7 earned runs to the Chicago White Sox, 10 base runners in 5 innings. He was getting crushed in the minor leagues as well. I think this is a Padres team total spot, Padres -1. I haven't found a way to play it that's affordable for me yet, but I'd like to see some confirmation with the pitchers there, especially seeing a couple different names bounced around.
I think it's going to be Bradley. I'm almost positive. Baseball Reference has Taj Bradley, so I would guess it's Taj Bradley. But yeah, he got absolutely tattooed as well, so he's been terrible. Well, it doesn't really matter to me. And also the Padres, I think they put 8 runs against Taj Bradley the last time they saw him last year, so not really worried about that one. Yankees on the road in Chicago. Cam Schlittler on the mound. Schlittler, sorry. I really wasn't trying to do that on purpose. And Shane Smith, he's actually been really, really good. So on the mound, total at 9. I kind of want to play an over just because this Yankees offense is just humming right now. But I don't know if I can trust this White Sox offense. What are your thoughts on this one, Spoon?
Exactly what you just said. I think this number is set at 9 with 2 pretty good pitchers on the mound. Shane Smith's coming off a 7-inning outing where he only gave up 1 hit. I think he can go out there, pitch pretty well. The White Sox lineup is without Michael Vargas right now, as well as another one of their bats, trying to think of it at the top of my head. I don't know how many runs the Yankees really score in back-to-back days. If the over hits, it's all because of the Yankee bats. And Shane Smith going out there, I think he can quiet this lineup down. Cam Schlittler has shown the ability to pitch well against better lineups than this. I was kind of really just looking at that under, kind of contrarian after a bunch of runs being scored by the Yankees today. If you're going after an overlook, I think I'd have to isolate it to the Yankees lineup. I just don't trust the White Sox as much right now.
Yeah, it would only be over for me. You can get a juicy 8.5, but this Yankees offense, like I said, has been humming right now. Besides that Boston series, which we talked about the other day, that their starting pitching has been some of the best in the league over the last couple months. So, but besides that, when the Yankees were on the road, whether it be St. Louis, Tampa Bay, when they came home against Washington, or the last couple nights against this White Sox team, they're putting up 10, 11 runs every single night. 10, 11, 5, 10, 7, the Boston series, 6, 13. I mean, again, another huge runs tonight. So I don't know what I think of this kid. Schlittler, Washington, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Houston, Miami. Not really tested yet. Not that I think that this White Sox team is going to test it, but it would still only be over for me. The White Sox team seems to score runs at times, but I don't know if Shane Smith has been good, to your point. I will give you that, but I think that this Yankees offense, until they give us signs that they're going to slow down, I think that you continue to count on them to score. So I also don't think it's fantastic weather tomorrow. How's the weather in Chicago tomorrow? I don't think it's fantastic. Yeah, it's nothing special. It's like 70 degrees with the wind blowing in towards right field. So nothing great there either. So anywho, Angels on the road in Houston. Kyle Hendricks, Spoon's favorite pitcher, on the road versus Spencer Arrighetti for the Astros. Spoon, obviously you can kick us off because it's just me and you, but I know you bet this game as well.
I do like Kyle Hendricks. He's a pitcher that I've watched pitch for a long time, but he's at the twilight of his career. He doesn't look good past 3 or 4 innings in the game. As soon as he sees a lineup the second and third time through, he just starts to crumble apart. And the Astros lineup looking retooled, adding Yordan Alvarez back in there. I think they get a bunch of runs off Kyle Hendricks tomorrow. I don't have a lot of faith in this Angels bullpen. Spencer Arrighetti's kind of the X factor here. He coming back, rehabbing. I believe he had a broken thumb. He hasn't had the best start so far. 5 innings pitched versus Boston, just 2 earned runs. 5 innings pitched versus Detroit, 5 earned runs, and Baltimore gave up 2 earned in 5 2/3. He struggles a lot more with lefties than he does righties, and that's just something you don't have to deal with when you're facing this Angels lineup. It's all righties top to bottom. Mike Trout looks like a shell of himself out there. I laid it with the Astros -1, -115. I think it's an affordable price to back a team that I really expect to win this game. And I think it's affordable just because Arrighetti's out there. I think this is a good spot for him to kind of get right on the mound.
Yeah, I don't even think that he has been. I mean, he hasn't been great, but I mean, he has been getting better as the year has gone on, and as the more he has pitched. I know that he was hurt, obviously, for a while, but I think that the more that he gets out there, the better he's going to be. He's had a couple good performances, one against Boston, on the road against Baltimore. Those aren't easy. I mean, on the road in Detroit, I mean, it's easy to get got there. So I don't really ding him too much for that. But I mean, Kyle Hendricks has been just absolutely terrible. If this isn't like a get right series for the Astros, I don't know what is. This Angels team is completely fallen off of a cliff, even offensively as well. I mean, this team is 7 and 14 their last 21, 3 and 8 their last 11. I mean, and they're barely putting up 3 runs a night. So yeah, I'm going to be landing with Houston. I actually kind of tailed Spoon with this one. I know he actually bet -1. I actually bet the 168 or 65 or something like that with Houston. So bad guys up. I used to call them the bad guys because everybody hated them, but they always won, and I loved it. So
I have a Topps trash can card of the Houston Astros.
Detroit on the road in Kansas City. Jack Flaherty on the mound versus Stephen Kolek. Kansas City. Did you actually bet Kansas City today?
I did get on Kansas City. That was kind of rough to watch. They had so many base runners in scoring position and just could not do anything with it.
The Detroit team total got lucky in the 8th inning too. I don't really think that was a great bet either. So they actually
got 3 in the first, didn't put a single run on the board.
Yeah. Do you think that Detroit can get to Kolek? Because I do. I think I'm going to play their team total over 4.5. Sauce, you can put Tigers team total over 4.5 -110 up for me if you can. I know Stephen Kolek from his days in San Diego, and I know him very well. And I honestly don't know if he's a major league arm. I know that there's some people that I respect that think that he is. I'm not sure that he is, but regardless, he struggles with lefty bats. And if there's obviously, we've said this 1,000 times on this show, Detroit is a whole bunch of lefty bats and a lot of them have power. I don't think this is a great matchup for him at all. I understand that the Tigers aren't great on the road. I will give you that, but they're also in the playoff hunt. They've been hitting right-handed pitching for a while now, at home and on the road over the last month or so. I don't really trust Jack Flaherty. That's why I'm putting up their team total, but I actually think that Jack Flaherty can pitch well here tomorrow. I just don't trust this Kansas City team. I know that they've been playing decent baseball since the break, but I mean, they were also playing like the White Sox and Texas, who really aren't playing well right now. So I think some of those games and their wins are just kind of padding what they're better, making them look better than they really are, and padding the stats against them. So Detroit team total over 4.5 is the bet that I'm going to make, but I don't see why Detroit is not a heavier favorite, to be honest with you. Your thoughts?
I think they're not a heavier favorite because Flaherty's on the mound. Three of his last 4 starts, he's given up more than 5 earned runs to the White Sox, Minnesota Twins, and the Kansas City Royals. His very last start, 10 hits, 8 earned runs, 5 innings pitched. Maybe he can find a way to turn that around here, but I agree with you. Stephen Kolek is going to get hit up every time he sees a team that's full of lefties, like Texas, 6 earned runs, Washington, 4 earned runs, didn't make it out of the 5th inning. Arizona, 4 earned runs, didn't make it out of the 5th inning. He just struggles a lot. I'm not a big Stephen Kolek fan either. I think a lot of people remember that one complete game from early on in the season and just connect that to him being a good pitcher. But this is an over spot for me. I took the over 8.5 minus 120. I know Kansas City got 3 runs early on, didn't find a way to score, but I think they write that tomorrow. Jack Flaherty's not going to be out there for more than 5 innings, 6 innings tops, and Tigers bullpen pretty worked recently. I think we get to 9 or 10 runs pretty easily.
Yeah, I definitely can't argue that in any way, shape, or form. I was kind of looking at that myself because it's pretty decent weather in Kauffman Stadium tomorrow. I think it's going to be like upwards of 80 degrees with some slight wind blowing out, so that's always good for runs as well. Seattle on the road in Cleveland. Curious your thoughts on this one because I'm really close to betting Cleveland plus 135 on the money line. Your thoughts?
This is not a spot where I'm trying to trust Logan Gilbert. On the road, he's been a shell of himself. 6 earned run or 6 ERA on the full season. I know the Guardians bats don't offer a lot, but they find ways to get runs on the board at points. They got 3 off Baz, 2 off Rasmussen in the last 2 games. I just think Logan Gilbert does not look comfortable when he hits the road. Didn't make it out of the 2nd inning versus Philadelphia the last time out. Granted, against a more potent lineup, but a similarly built lineup where there's a bunch of lefties that can get to you in there. I like the Guardians here. I don't have a bet in this game. I think Gavin Williams can go out there and pitch pretty well, but at the same time, he hasn't been going deep into games. And this Guardians bullpen looks really good until they get to the 9th inning and they find ways to blow games. I kind of looked at an over in this game just because of the amount of innings that I don't expect Gavin Williams to pitch, and the Mariners' bats are pretty good. If I expect Logan Gilbert to give up some runs, it shouldn't be too hard to get over this total, but I'm not going to have a bet in this game likely.
Yeah, I will be betting Cleveland. Just don't know what the number is. I'm a really big Gavin Williams fan. I think he has been pitching really, really well. 2 of his last 3 starts haven't been great. The one versus Texas, it kind of is what it is. He couldn't find the zone. He had 4 walks. It is what it is. But previous to that, he had been absolutely fantastic going back almost 2 months. And his only bad start was the home start against Miami, but that was right after the start against the Mets where he went 8 2/3 innings and had like 120 pitches. So I think it was very likely that he got hit up. I mean, I think most of us were on Miami first 5 that day anyway. So, but prior to that, I mean, he had been absolutely fantastic going 6 or 7 innings almost every time he was out there. And this Mariners team versus right-handed starters hasn't really been great. I mean, they got to Darvish and Cease, but I mean, they don't call him Pooh Darvish for nothing. I mean, and then Morales pitched well against them. Clay Holmes, that McLean kid from the Mets pitched well against them. Sagano pitched well against them. Dean Kramer pitched well against them. So I'm not really in love with this Seattle offense right now. On top of the fact, Spoon mentioned everything about Logan Gilbert on the road. This Cleveland offense, I agree with you, isn't been great, but at the same time, you have a Seattle pitcher in Logan Gilbert that's been really, really bad on the road. You can't trust him. And then they're going to be Munoz and Brash. That's their top two bullpen arms. Are going both 2 of the last 3 days. Munoz blew the game today. I don't think you're going to see either one of those guys on this because they're in the middle of a road trip right now or just starting a road trip. So I think this is a really good price at Cleveland at home. So Cleveland plus, I think 135 on ESPN Bet. But yeah, I'll be on Cleveland. Next game on the board, another one where I can't bet it. I was looking at Baltimore very hard. Baltimore on the road in San Francisco. Trevor Rogers on the mound versus Tristan Beck. Spoon, your thoughts on this one? I know that Trevor Rogers is your boy, but can you really lay minus 124 with this team? And are the Giants? 2 questions. Can you really lay minus 124 with Baltimore right now? And are the Giants actually surging, or are they just playing really bad teams?
Yes and yes. I think the Giants have kind of gotten lucky playing some mediocre teams right now. You can put Baltimore in that bucket of mediocre teams, but you can't put Trevor Rogers in that list of mediocre pitchers.
No, I wasn't trying to say that. I swear to God.
He's going out there and just being absolutely dominant. Go back his last 6 or 7 starts. You can go back his last 10 starts. He doesn't have a single game where he's given up more than 2 earned runs. He's pitching into the 7th regularly, keeping this team in a position to win. If this was a full season stat line, he'd be firmly in consideration for a Cy Young, but I don't trust the offense that much. I don't see Beck confirmed, and there's not a ton of lines out, so I'm not positive on the pitching situation for San Francisco. It makes it a little hard to cap, but I would look at Baltimore from a first 5 angle. I just expect Trevor Rogers to continue to go out there and pitch well. The Giants versus left-handed pitchers on the full season, 25th in baseball, 30th in OPS. Not the kind of team that I expect to put a crooked number up on a guy that hasn't allowed lineups like Seattle, Philadelphia, Houston, the Cubs to get any runs on him. So I would just look at Baltimore first 5. I haven't gotten too deep into this game without confirmed pitchers. It makes it a little hard, but I do think I see Beck there, but he should only be out there for a few innings. So it's most likely
it's like a bullpen day. Yeah. You can pretty much chalk it up to a bullpen day for San Francisco tomorrow. I was really hoping that this game stayed within 3 runs tonight, so they had to use a couple of their main guys tomorrow. But honestly, you can put up San Francisco for me. I was really trying to get there with Baltimore. Trevor Rogers has been fantastic. I mean, like otherworldly fantastic. Like Paul Skeens fantastic last year, dead serious. I mean, 7 innings in almost all of his starts, 1 run. I mean, regardless, Houston, Boston, Seattle, on the road at Philly, on the road at Chicago, at home against Colorado, on the road at Tampa Bay. I mean, it's really hard to say anything bad about him. The issue is, for me, like Spoon said, I don't trust his Baltimore offense, and I'm not in love with this San Francisco bullpen. But if they're throwing each one of these guys out there for 1.5 innings or 2 innings or so, it wouldn't shock me if Baltimore struggles to see some of these guys. And now it's very possible that one of them just blows it for you, and that it won't take much with Trevor Rogers on the mound. But at the same time, I mean, this Baltimore team cannot get out of their own way. And offensively, they really are struggling right now. So it would only be San Francisco. I don't really know if I believe in this little hot streak that they've had, but those 2 wins in Milwaukee on the road seem to kind of spark things for them. Willie Adames has gotten going. They just swept the Cubs. They just demolished Baltimore here tonight as well. So maybe they're trying to feed into something for next year. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it, but it would only be San Francisco for me at the plus money. Next game up, Cubs on the road in Colorado. Javier Assad on the mound. McCade Brown for Colorado. Goodness gracious, the dog days of summer are here. Spoon, it's your team. Take it away.
So it's the second day the Cubs are in elevation there in Colorado. I think the bats historically start to show up a lot more the second and third day of a series. And the Cubs bats came to play today, so I think he's going to have run support. Javier Assad is pitching. I think he has a pretty good pitch mix to walk into Coors with. He throws 3 fastballs 75% of the time and then has a slider he sprinkles in there. So I think you're not going to lose a lot on a lot of your breaking pitches.
I took the Cubs first 5 minus a half at minus 130. You got McCade Brown on the side for the Rockies right now, and this is a guy that's really unproven in the major leagues. While the Cubs bats have kind of been in a slump recently, nothing wakes a slump up like playing in Coors Field. So I expect him to get some runs on the board. I didn't want to touch this full game price, and I thought that minus 130 for a half run in the first 5 was the best way I could attack this.
Yeah, it would only be the Cubs for me. It would, Cubs minus 1.5. The only reason that I say that I'm not betting it, but the one thing on top of his pitch mix about Assad is that he's pitched in Colorado multiple times before, so he should know how to attack this. And this Colorado team, I mean, it seems like they show up once a week or so, but besides that, it's really, really bad. So I know they ended up putting 7 on the board tonight, but they also gave up 11 for a reason. So I think the Cubs take care of business tomorrow easily. Next game on the board, Arizona on the road in Dodger Stadium. Eduardo Rodriguez, Tyler Glasnow, the Dodgers with just a pathetic performance. When you let Zach Gallen come into your house and, I mean, look like a Cy Young candidate, I mean, I think you really have issues in the Billionaires Boys Club. This is just absolutely ridiculous tonight. So, absolutely ridiculous. Are you going to go back to are you going to play the Dodgers tomorrow at a big price? Because I think I just kind of want to play an over here. I think Arizona's offense is kind of clicking right now.
Same wavelength right there. I took the over 8 with the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. I paid minus 130 for it on Fanatics. I like that
right.
8. I like that 8 just because it gives you the push potential. Also, if you get to a 4-4 game or for whatever reason, you automatically cash it. But this Diamondbacks bullpen is pathetic. Every time they touch the field, I expect them to give up runs. I almost took the Dodgers as soon as Gallen came out of that game today, just on a live bet. It looks like they pitched decent today. I don't expect them to do that 2 days in a row. And the Dodgers are going to see Eduardo Rodriguez tomorrow. This guy gives it up to both sides of the plate. He's decent versus lefties, but this lineup for the Dodgers has really good hitting righties as well. I think he's the perfect kind of pitcher for them to wake up against. He just gave up 5 earned runs to the Milwaukee Brewers, didn't make it out of the 3rd inning, gave up 4 earned runs to the Cleveland Guardians. Even the Rockies at home, not in Coors, gave up 5 earned runs. So I think the Dodgers can tag him for quite a few. And once he gets out of that game, I expect the bullpen to get up quite a bit. Tyler Glasnow is a guy that's generally pretty just elite, hard to get to. But if we go back 4 or 5 starts now, he's given up 3 earned run, 2 earned run, 4 earned run. So I think the Dodgers bats, it's not the weak part of their team. It's the pitching that's the weak part of their team. So I think Glasnow gives up at least 1 or 2 to this team. And I still don't have a lot of trust for the back end of the Dodgers bullpen. I know they're starting to get healthy, but they haven't really proved it. I think over 8 is a really good number to have in your pocket tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be on over 8.5 myself. Glasnow has looked decent at times. The home start versus San Diego was pretty impressive, but still gave up 2 runs to Toronto. And Toronto, just really wasn't looking great in that series. It is what it is, but it still gave up 2 runs to them. And then really good home starts versus St. Louis and Minnesota. Nothing to run over there. The start versus Milwaukee, I guess you can give him credit for. But my point to all of that is that if you have Glasnow pitching against this Arizona team that has finally started to catch fire, they're scoring runs off of the Milwaukee pitching staff that's been really good. Guys like Tobias Myers, Mizorowski, Woodruff, Zach Littell, Brady Singer, Gavin Williams. He didn't score against Gavin Williams, but they got Tanner Bybee. This Diamondbacks offense has been kind of humming right now. Over the last 10 games, they only scored 3 tonight, but prior to that, 6-3, 8-5-1, 10-6, 3-6. This team is scoring runs right now, and they've seen Tyler Glasnow. They saw him last year as well. So multiple guys have seen him, including guys like Carroll and Marte that have decent numbers against him as well. And then as far as Rodriguez goes, like he said, not really good, but I don't think that he's going to be staying in this game very long. He's faced the Dodgers twice in the last 2 years, 6 2/3 innings, 16 hits, 11 runs. It's been absolutely terrible for him. So if there's a get right spot for the Dodgers after an embarrassing performance tonight, it'll be tomorrow. Also, it's going to be fantastic weather in LA tomorrow. It's going to be like 85 degrees with some of the wind blowing out. So everything you would look for a run scoring environment in LA tomorrow. Last game on the board. I don't even think we have lines for it yet. Double check. Yeah, I don't see anything. So, do you have anything quick on that one? Merrill Kelly has been decent, but you need a line before anything.
I see minus 130 with the Rangers, plus 110 open on Fanatics, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that juice with the Rangers right now.
I kind of agree, but so they're obviously missing some important bats out of their lineup with Seager, Simeon. The Athletics, Nick Kurtz left the ball game today with an oblique strain, I believe. That's one of those things. I don't expect you out there the next day, so that's one of the biggest bats in their lineup. He's been playing at an unreal pace this season. If you take him out of that lineup, I lose a lot of faith in the Athletics. Really tough to get there with either side. I think it's a Texas spot, but I don't want to lay minus 130 with this team right now. Without Seager in the middle of the lineup, I could see whatever Athletics pitcher they roll out there finding a way to pitch decent.
Yeah, if they roll out that Barnett kid, he's been like really bad in AAA. He has a 6-1 record, but makes it look good. But I mean, his last few starts: 5 innings, 6 runs, 3 2/3, 6 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 4 1/3, 5, 4 innings, 6. I mean, it's the PCL, it looks like, so maybe that helps a little bit. But regardless, he's been getting absolutely throttled. So if there was a spot for this Texas lineup that is at least a major league lineup for most of them to score some runs, it would be tomorrow. I don't know if you can actually lay juice with it or not. But anywho, that is all for tonight. Kyle, Scoop, and Mac will be running through college basketball or college football tomorrow with a huge day. I know everybody's excited for that, so I wish you all the best of luck. We'll be back tomorrow night to talk some baseball for Sunday as well. Spoon, I hope you have a good night, brother.
10 a.m. Eastern time.
Well.
Talk to you guys later. 10 a.m.
Sorry about that.